Hopefully we get to add another 5-0 to our list with something good. This is probably fine, right? Bedlam's a little slow, but like we got plenty of early interaction here. Yeah, it's just too difficult to coordinate things like that. It's me. Between time zones and like trying to find an actual client to do it in. It's the most consistent deck I've ever played. Green Tron. Deck has a bunch of demonic tutors, a bunch of cantrips. Just does the same thing almost every game. Speaking of Tron, is this Tron? They mulligan to 5. It's either Bogles or Tron, right? Yeah, with very, very minimal help, we'll get to turn 4 Bedlam Reveler. Fish. Interesting. All right. Well, I think Aether Vial's easy take, just so our second Inquisition doesn't miss next turn. It's not very constructive. Please be more specific than that. Is this matchup good? I think we have some tools that line up well here. How many ways do we have to kill Master of Waves, though? They had one of those in their hand. It's definitely one of the harder cards for us to beat, right? We have Liliana the Veil. Fatal Push kills it. There's only 2 Fatal Pushes in this build, so... Oh, Collective Brutality kills it too. Okay, so we have a good number of ways to interact with... Master of Waves. So they drew another brick, so glad I took the Aether Vial. They drew a 2-drop, we drew a bolt. Oh, you know what? That was wrong, probably. I think I should have waited till my turn and probably terminated that, because then I could bolt upstairs. That way if I draw a 4th land next turn, I could play the Bedlam Reveler. Alright, they drew a thing for me to kill anyways. That's good for me. So hopefully we draw an untapped land here and just like play this Bedlam and discard the souls. Get that, just like we drew it up, chat. So they have Master of Waves versus our Bedlam in 3 cards. Sure. It's another Bedlam Reveler. Yep. I'm just gonna put four tokens into play here, I think. No reason to attack my red creature into their pro-red Master of Waves. That's probably a wrap at this point, right? We've got 5 instant sorceries in my bin. Bolt this. Bolt you. Play another Bedlam. Man, when this deck comes on all cylinders, it is so powerful. It's a shame we don't have, Revolt this turn. Hey, Ballastar. Me sub, me spew, me get complimentary timeout. Thanks for the 2-month 3 subscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Why is Revolt on? Revolt is only for you, chat. Revolt. No, Marsh Flats was 2 turns ago. Because I played in Flashback Lingering Souls last turn. Alright, that's enough for them. Engineered explosives is great here. Brutality is decent. Anger is fine. Can we just trim the discard spells? Blood Moon, also probably bad. I guess some discard's probably fine. I only have so many cards to board in. Maybe leave the Inquisition since they don't cost us health. Hazard's probably not good enough. He's a little bit expensive. Maybe this Crackling Doom's fine, just like a 1-for-1. I'd buy that. Go down, Moses. I don't know what that means, Lukatog, but thank you for the bits. Yeah, I think Hazard's probably slow and clunky. Oh, hey, Burgle, you've played a bunch of Mardu. Yep, yep, yep. Nah, I think we have enough ways to clear Master of Waves. They don't care explicitly about it. And the 2 health from Thoughtseize is really pretty relevant. Master of Waves and the Parting of the Water. Okay, fair. Fair. 3 months and I see Rabble Master in a deck. Yes, please, Sharp Object. Thank you for the quarter of a year resubscription there. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Nope, this is just the deck that was at the top of the donation queue. Yeah, the order in which and why we play decks on the stream is very straightforward. Whatever has the most points gets played. Very fair and balanced. Yeah, I talked to Nivik, said he's okay with waiting till Wednesday, and I think the vintage queue will fire more steadily in the evenings. So I think I do an evening stream on Wednesday night, so I think we'll start with Nivik's vintage deck on Wednesday evening. Preserve my health total by fetching a basic here and cast Faithless Looting. To bin Double Souls. This is kind of the drawback of not fetching Blood Crypt, is now I can't Inquisition plus Fatal Push next turn, which kind of sucks. No, I'm just planning to do that one deck for Nivik. So people that have their faces on the banner can donate extra for me to play formats that I wouldn't normally play. So Nivik wanted to see some vintage, so I gave him a little leeway. They might just pop this relic here. Like, getting Double Souls out of the bin is pretty big value for them. If they don't pop the relic, I'm 10 out of 10 flashing back a Souls next turn. Not close. I have a lot of practice, Lukatog, and I still make plenty of mistakes while I'm playing, right? Like, the things you don't see me doing on top of that is keeping an eye on my Twitch dashboard and my OBS dashboard on my second and third screens to make sure that things are staying connected and the stream's flowing properly. All right, I'm just going to drop Dr. PZ into play here. Dr. P Rizzle, drop a fat mixy beat. Need to get a second monitor. Any recommendations? My side panels are just cheap HP monitors that I like a lot. Very, very reasonable. We're very affordable. Just like 21-inch 1080 HP screens. So definitely just taking the Lords, right? Just work our way through those. I could put EE on 4 now. You're not wrong. It is definitely a line we could take. Trickster allows them to be a little bit annoying, which kind of sucks, but it's really not the end of the world. They might just Tidebinder me here. Should be a little annoying. Are they going to spread me off of my Black Cleave again? Sure. I might just be able to pressure them out with this removal spell while they're doing this. Like, if they leave this back, I mean, that's fine too, right? That's annoying, but not the end of the world. Does the opponent know they die to damage? It's a good question. It's a genuinely good question. Am I supposed to play this Engineered Explosives out for 2? It liberates my lands at some point, right? Like, obviously I don't want to blow it up while I have my Pyromancers in place still, but I think putting it out on 2 is probably where I want it eventually. All right, so I'm gonna kill this now in response to this trigger because I don't want them to be able to play a land and then dispel me in case they drew that. So I'll take some elementals and you can have none. Do I just play... I think I just play this PZ out, right? Just want to like smash them through whatever they play out. Because even if they play Tidebinder and lock 1 and then go block with Mutavault, block with the elemental tokens. No, I think we know they have Tidebinder Mage, so I like that playing this out means they're dead on board through Tidebinder Mage plus Mutavault block. So that seems pretty reasonable for us. All right, 1-0 start, not bad. Thanks everyone for hanging out. While we're waiting for the next match to pop, I'd just like to say thanks for hanging out, folks. I do appreciate it. If you're enjoying the stream, be sure to hit the follow button, consider subscribing, check out some of the sponsors. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn some of your cards into other cards decked with other players. There's no haggling, they just take 1% fee off the top. They can also turn your stuff into cash, which is nice. Mac Weldon would love to hook you up with some premium men's clothing using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HoogleClothes. You can save 20% on your first order of premium polos like this one, shirts, shorts, underwear, all sorts of great stuff. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anaronix, Justin, Nivik, and you. They'd like to remind you to hit that follow button. Following lets you know when I go live with the stream and it doesn't cost you anything. This is not my deck list. This is for those of you that are new to the stream, this is a viewer submitted deck list. If you're interested in having me play your deck on stream, check out bit.ly/HoogleSellout. How much do you think Mardu costs on paper? I think if you go to mtggoldfish.com and click on metagame and then modern, there are a bunch of deck lists including Mardu, and you'll be able to estimate the price of all of them there very, very easily. Yep, I pretty much stream 5 days a week now, Mr. Sparkles. Almost every single day. Yeah, no worries, Spur. Just again, even when what you're saying isn't hostile or directed at me, I generally like to encourage people to be constructive in chat when they're talking, because there's enough people in chat that want to talk that if people are just like spitting out random stuff, it's enough noise that it's difficult for me to actually see the people that want to say something meaningful. You know, my goal while streaming is to be able to interact with as many people as often as possible. Oh, I think we're about to get moderned. Oh, yeah. Yeah, give it to me. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Yeah, just... Stoneforge is too good for modern. Stoneforge is too good for modern. I just gotta take a picture of this one. Just gotta take a picture of this one. playing. I don't understand, Jeff. Why are you conceding? You're not dead yet. I don't get it. Why'd you concede? Stupid Hogland and his early concessions. Whenever I see people complain about my early concessions, I'm like, there are plenty of people that will sit there and be miserable for you. Sorry, I am not one of them. Need to Photoshop a picture of Stoneforge Mystic in there. All right, I need to post this on Twitter really quick. Do you think if I tag Aaron Forsyth in this picture, he'll get upset with me? I like that he hasn't blocked me yet. I don't want to get blocked by him. I'm gonna risk it and tag him. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it for the meme value. All right. I tagged him and Watsy. That's exactly who I tagged. I tagged Aaron Forsyth and Wizards of the Coast. Ooh! Found a piece of sideboard candy, chat. Found a piece of sideboard candy. Oh, I typoed it. Uh-oh. I shouldn't tweet and stream. I shouldn't tweet and stream. I typed doses does. All right, I should proofread better. All right, what are we doing? Waiting on, I didn't even miss anything. We were waiting on them. Look at that. All right. I think I'm just passing here, right? Yeah, I think I don't really have anything I want to discard actively just yet, so I think waiting for Young Pyromancer to be in play when I play out these Faithless Lootings is valuable. Any idea why I'm not getting any audio from this source exclusively? Try clearing your... I guess he can't hear me. You should suggest that that person clear their browser cache. Alright, I'm gonna grab Blood Crypt here. Probably get a basic mountain off this Bloodstained Mire. I'm actually gonna play Dr. Peasy this turn. We can take a little bit of a hit, I think, and then Collective Brutality to token next turn. God bless all of you retweeting. If you want in on a dank modern meme, there's a link for you. Tilt. Anyways, that was a little bit of a risk there. I wonder if I'm supposed to... I think I'm going to escalate this Brutality just because, like, I really don't have a lot else going on in my hand. Although I guess escalating isn't completely free, but it's probably going to take something. Like, I take a Goblin Lore or something like that. Or even a Faithless Looting here, potentially. I like how it got a trigger for me discarding a card. Grim Lavamancer is actually really annoying. Finally binned HollowVine. They binned Grimlavamancer? Really? Oh, they don't have a graveyard. Grimlavamancer doesn't do anything. I got there. Shh. I have this open like it's their graveyard, but it's definitely not their graveyard. Swing low. Sweet idiot. Sometimes I'm not very bright. Swing low, sweet idiot. So still 2 away from casting for 4. Wizards needs to fast track another crappy master set so we can. That's great. Hey, Chris Van Meter. Man, Faithless Looting is good. Thank you for the 24-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This is actually kind of an interesting turn. Do I want to flashback to Faithless Looting since it's potentially more resource efficient? Or do I want to just play the young Pyromancer so I can generate value and start pressuring them a little bit? I think I'm supposed to play the Pyromancer, but I'm interested in what people think. Most roads probably lead to Rome because of our sideboard card. I guess I could just cast Souls. That's actually probably the best, right? Yeah, actually, I like that a lot. I like that, Burgle. It's mana efficient and adds to the board. Yeah, I like that line. And then next turn, get to go. Yeah, exactly. And then use all 4 next turn. I like that a lot. Yeah, I guess a block their very menacing 1/1. Pretty happy to just gobble this up. That card in the Jackal having Menace is just randomly tacked on for limited, and it's so annoying and makes the deck so hard to interact with in Modern. So this Black Cleave Cliff is actually an okay draw here because it means if we hit an untapped land next turn, we can actually just play Bedlam Reveler for 6, which is like pretty decent. Stoneforge would be really good on a board where any threat is going to win the game. Stoneforge would be very good on a board where any threat is going to win the game. Oh no, don't bushwhacker me. Oh, HollowVine? Sure. A Hill Giant would be very good here. I agree. Hill Giant, Busto, please nerf. Was this sideboard card good, chat? What do we think? Do you think this sideboard card was decent? I think it was okay. Toad's fine. We can play this for 5 next turn. God, I would love to try and work on Sword of the Meek Stoneforge Mystic decks. That sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. As good as that Stony Silence was against any damn Modern format, it's all about drawing them sideboard cards. Those kids were right. Kids are right. The only thing that matter are the sideboard cards. Yeah, I agree. I think this is one of the least bad feeling leyline decks I've probably ever played, just because when you draw them late, you can just kind of loot through them. Ban sideboards. Do you know? So, I've been playing some Hearthstone recently for people that aren't aware. I would love to play Modern using the Hearthstone Conquest rules, I think. I think the Hearthstone Conquest format as Modern sounds super interesting. That actually sounds more enjoyable to me than trying to play with sideboards. The Conquest format, I think it's called Conquest. I might have the name wrong, but basically what the format is that each player brings 4 decks to a tournament, and when you sit down for a match, each player gets to see which 4 decks their opponent brought with them, and you get to ban one of your opponent's decks that they can't play, and then you have to win 1 game with each of the 3 decks that your opponent didn't ban you from playing. It's a really sweet tournament format. I agree it sounds expensive in terms of dollars. I didn't talk about the price. I think it's sweet in general, though. I think contextually, like, from a gameplay and, like, min-maxing standpoint, it sounds really awesome. Hey, T. Sorrell, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. There's a lot of great people making content on Twitch, so thanks for the support this month. I appreciate it. Just the class? Okay, fair. They just give you the class. Sure. You could create some kind of identifying feature then. Maybe extras? I don't know. It's tough for me to set aside Magic time for non-streaming stuff just because time I spend streaming can grow my channel, whereas, like, other things generally don't do that. I think I'm pretty happy with how he sideboarded. My plan for game 3 is to draw Leyline in my opener again. Seemed to work out pretty well for game 2. Hey, look at that! I love when a sideboard plan comes together. I love when a sideboard plan comes together. Again, I'm going to wait on this Faithless Looting. You don't want to fire off the Faithless Lootings willy-nilly in a deck like this. You want to have kind of a goal or a purpose. You want to have cards you're not looking for, or cards, or you want to have cards you don't want in your hand, or have cards that you're explicitly looking for. Yeah, so you need to have some other distinguishing factor to limit people from overlapping cards. Looting is technically card disadvantage. That is correct. I'm not going to escalate this. Well, I guess they could have a removal spell. I have Culligan's Command, though. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and kill the Jackal, I think. Pass the turn. I'm going to be honest, the Team Modern Super League had some kind of convoluted rules that would probably work. I wasn't playing or building decks for that kind of tournament, so I didn't look into what the details were. The thing that's different about how the Modern Super League worked that I know, because I did watch Modern Super League actually play out, and I didn't really like this from the Modern Super League, was that in some of the Hearthstone tournaments I've watched, they require you to win with every deck in your lineup to win the match. So you can't just like there was one week in the Modern Super League where one of the teams, I think, ran down the entire opposing lineup with Titan Shift, so they only played one deck for the entire thing. Whereas how the Hearthstone tournaments that I've watched have worked, you're required to play and win with every deck to win the match. Games of Magic don't take that much longer than some games of Hearthstone. It was Nassif on Hollowed one, yep. Alright, so I think at this point, I just call against command, like, shock this, make them discard a card. Just want to, like, keep my health total high here. Just want to survive till I can get these Bedlam Revelers down. There's a lot of different variations you can make it. Basically, I wish we'd innovate in Magic tournaments more, especially from a coverage perspective, like for smaller tournaments. Like, the fact that MTG Worlds is run identically to, like, just a normal Swiss tournament seems like such a waste to me. Like, the Star City Games Players Championship, for as, like, convoluted as it was on paper, at least they were trying to innovate. At least they were trying to do something new and interesting, as opposed to just saying, all right, all y'all idiots go play a bunch of Swiss and we'll count your points at the end. We'll figure it out. Can you tell me why I would want to discard the Looting to escalate? Like, I think there's a good chance my escalation doesn't find anything in their hand, and, like, every card I play, every card in my hand is worth a card later for Faithless Looting. So, like, it's not free to just throw extra cards away out of my hand just because they give graveyard value. Go ahead and flashback this Lingering Souls here. Yeah, like, neat, like, limited formats is one thing. I mean, like, different tournament formats, like how the actual tournament itself is structured instead of just being, like, this Swiss thing. So, I really like playing team tournaments, but I actually agree. Efro tweeted about the Toronto GP, right? Because the Toronto GP was the tri-format event. As someone who's played a couple tri-format tournaments at this point, those events don't feel like a team event when you're preparing for them, in my experience. They're basically an individual tournament because, like, it takes a lot of work to prepare for a Magic format. So having to prepare for 3 different tournament formats means that your team isn't really doing prep work together a lot of the time. And I feel like that takes away from it a little bit. Or at least for me it does. Like when Matt and I went to Cincinnati, I had no idea how his standard deck worked. I had no idea how standard the format worked. So, like, we couldn't really talk and communicate to each other in a reasonable manner. All right, how much does this thing cost? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So he costs 4 still. I think unified formats are kind of silly. Maybe it's fine for standard. For standard, it's probably okay just because the card pool is fresh anyways. But, like they do team unified modern, and I think narrow modern is kind of silly. I don't understand why you can't just do, like, team modern. All right, look at that. We're playing a real deck and we're 2-0. That's exciting. It's exciting. Get some. We've been bleeding points. Oh, I've got a lot of treasure chests stacked up from earlier. We still have 105 chesties in here. 46 points and 24 tickets. I'm gonna need to sell some chests soon. I was hoping they would pad the value on chests before I sold them, but I guess I can just sell a small number of them. Manamorphose is basically a filler card in this deck that triggers Young Pyromancer and makes Bedlam Reveler cheaper, faster. Because remember, this is a deck that gets bonuses just from casting instants and sorcery spells. Sometimes it randomly fixes your mana for a Lingering Soul, so you have to take less damage, but by and large, it's just filler that triggers Young Pyromancer and makes Bedlam cheaper. Several times per year, Wizards of the Coast changes the contents of Magic Online treasure chests, which causes their value to go up. Usually they bottom out somewhere around 2.15 or 2.1 or so when they get really bad. And usually when they readjust the value of what's in the chest, they go back up to about 2.5. They'll probably stay at 2.3. If chests are worth less than 2.5, I generally don't sell them until they go back up to 2.5 or until I'm completely out of tickets. Like I don't give wizards more cash to avoid cracking treasure chests, to avoid selling treasure chests, but I don't sell them actively unless they're at 2.5. Huh. This could go a couple different ways. I think it's just the Thought Not Seer, right? Opening chests is like opening booster packs. It's like scratching off lottery tickets. No, I really don't care about Shaper. I think I'd rather just take the cards that actually kill me Equinox. Like, Shaper would be annoying, but, like, making a decision based around them drawing a 4 of exactly seems a little narrow. I'm gonna start with Faithful Suiting here, see what we pick up. Make a little bit more informed decision with our Thoughtseize since we know most of their cards. Fatal Push is pretty good. Do I have a second Sacred Foundry in my deck? I do. It's good to know. Not all these lists play 2 Sacred Foundries. Is this a good matchup? I have no idea. I am by no means a Mardu expert. Of course, enjoy Melon. This will be a Matter Reshaper here. It is narrow because like why does this card matter? It's a 3/2 that I just kill. Like it can trip, sure, but like this cantripping is far less powerful than Thought Not Seer getting to take one of the better cards out of my hand. This will be a Bloodbraid Elf. Hopefully they hit something stupid like a Noble Hierarch or a Lightning Bolt. Probably just going to be like a Crack, Fetch, Fatal Push plus Bolt this turn. I could have Flashback Souls there. I think I just want to kill both their things here. I guess there wasn't any guarantee that they could play the Bloodbraid Elf, which makes this a little bit loose. All right, I'm timing you out. I'm disadvantaged in this matchup because why does Matter Reshaper contribute to me being disadvantaged? I feel like if I'm disadvantaged in this matchup and I have no idea, maybe I am, it would be because I don't have answers that line up properly into their threats, and taking their Thought Not Seer away helps me ensure that I have answers that line up properly into their threats. Like that's like ensuring that my hand isn't going to get picked apart. That's a Mind Stone, so ramp dorky thing. Oh, this is loose. I should have waited for them to attack. They could hit a 3/1 here with haste. So I should have waited for them to attack there. That was a small missequencing mistake on my part. They could have hit an Eldrazi Obligator and then attacked me for 3 that I didn't have to take there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and brutality them here. This card's probably not gonna get much value, so getting to take a Dismember here is pretty reasonable. They have nothing left to our Faithless Looting, Terminate, and Flashback Souls. Yeah, I would agree that Smasher seems like the biggest issue for us, but I had another Thoughtseize to take the Smasher, so I think taking the Thought-Knot Seer to start is like more than reasonable. Yeah, Hazard seems insane, right? Like, if they don't have exactly Dismember, they're gonna have a bad time with it. And this build, we have like a couple, we don't have Liliana the Veil, but we've got 2 pieces of spot removal here, and a Crackling Doom post board to kill Smasher, so we're not just cold to it. I'll start with Manamorphose and see where we go from there. I'm gonna make white just in case we draw souls. It's a Hazoret for later. Does that mean I want to flashback this looting? I think it does, actually. Just so I can, like, try and hit this land next turn for this Hazoret. I don't think it has a free matchup against humans or Hollowed One, but the reason why the Death Shadow deck was ever good is because it has those Temur Battle Rage draws to kill most things. So I think Death Shadow mostly fell off because people realized that it wasn't the end-all be-all and they wanted to play other more interesting things by and large. But I definitely think it's still like a reasonably competitive deck. Huh. Think they have Dismember? They could have Dismember. They could also just like have a bunch of Lightning Bolts. We took the Dismember earlier with Collective Brutality, chat. If you're thinking back to that one and you missed the Collective Brutality turn. Kind of punished here, I guess. I guess they either take the Hazoret or they take the Terminate. Like, either of these kind of leave us answers to the Thought-Knot Seer. Sweet. This seems fine for us. I wasn't going to really have a good turn to sequence the Hazoret anyways. I'm hoping these Lingering Souls can run us the distance here. I'd be happy to trade a soul for this Noble Hierarch. If they want to bolt one of these Souls tokens to keep their Hierarch alive, I'm okay with that exchange too, I think. Because like one of these getting a bolt means a future Pyromancer draw is much better. Yep, I think I'm fine with this exchange. Like either result there I'm happy with. Either I traded the front half of Lingering Souls for a Lightning Bolt, or I traded the front half of Lingering Souls for a Noble Hierarch. Yep. Cha-ching! So the biggest downside to playing Jund versus Mardu is that you don't get to play Treasure Cruise in Jund, and Treasure Cruise attached to a 3/4 is really sweet. Can I interest you in some Treasure Cruise? Look, chat, we were 20 cards into our deck without a Bedlam Reveler. We were due, to say the least. Show me your land. Show me the land in your hand. You didn't bolt me. All right, that's the no bolt of someone who's given up. You pay the extra mana for the 3/4. So Treasure Cruise costs 1 mana, and then you pay a 1 mana kicker, and you get a 3/4 with prowess. It's a good rate. It's a good rate. We played a blue-red splash green Bedlam deck in Legacy to moderate success. It was kind of sweet. Not good against everything, but it's like really good against Death and Taxes. It was okay against Delver. And it doesn't get Pyroblasted, ain't that the truth? Okay. Nope, it would just be whatever the most recent video is. I remember feeling like I hit kind of a peak wall with that deck. Like I kind of like done all the things I could do and like tried all the different things I could possibly try. So we'll jump with the spirit here. And trade a spirit here. Nah, it's fine, seriously. This deck is so dumb when it gets going. This deck is so dumb. Can I interest you in some cards, opponent? Look at my Dr. Peasy. Are we done here yet? My opponent has a much higher concede tolerance than I do. Alright, so Crackling Doom sounds great. Is Blood Moon good enough in this matchup? I'm not sure that it is. I'm not sure that it is. Although Collected Brutality is pretty mediocre, so maybe this is just better than that. I don't think Rebel Master is quite good enough for the matchup. How do I feel about that? Just like 2 Brutalities out, Crackling Doom, Blood Moon in? I know they have mana creatures, but they kind of have a hard time making colorless mana while Blood Moon is out, which is ideal. Alright, I'm gonna sit down again. Old and fat and hungry. Oh, last league before we're done, I think. Yeah, maybe we'll squeeze in one more. It's 4 o'clock. Sometimes they have 1 waste. I was going to taunt him into giving more bits. I think Molten Rain is very, very bad against the Eldrazi decks. The Eldrazi decks use the mana the turn they play their lands out. So trying to Stone Rain them after they've already put a big thing into play always seems like a losing proposition to me. Because you like responding to them casting a big thing by blowing up their land generally isn't a good game plan in my experience. Opponent mulligan to 5. Do you know what my favorite thing to do to someone who mulligan to 5 is? Thoughtseize them. Our opponent's playing red-green Eldrazi. There are not Thalias in their deck. Maybe you missed part of game 1. Didn't quite see what they're playing. Maybe you saw Unclaimed Territories and thought humans. But they're definitely playing red-green Eldrazi. Yeah, we have 2 Manamorphos in this configuration. I think I just take Thought-Knot Seer here, right? It's definitely Smasher or Seer. Don't take the Ancient Stirrings, just take the cards that kill you. I have the Crackling Doom to clear out the Reality Smasher, which is nice. Yeah, I'm kind of confused why they didn't Grove Stirrings last turn. We'll play Marsh Flats and probably Sacred Foundry this turn. That's an Eldrazi Temple. If they drew another Thought-Knot Seer, this could end up bad for us. So maybe I should have just taken the Smasher. Because then, like, when they Thought-Knot Seer this turn, I could just, like, fetch and Fatal Push it in response to the trigger. Oh, that's a good question. If they scryed top, they could potentially want it, not want to Stirrings past it. That makes a lot of sense. I didn't looting aggressively last turn because this deck often wants to hit 5 or so lands. And I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to discard necessarily, so I think waiting there was okay. I'm under a lot of pressure, so I feel like I have time to make decisions like that. So we'll wait for Big Smush to come across here. I'm going to wait for the Smusher to attack, so that way the Exalted trigger goes on the Reality Smasher. So if we Crackling Doom them before that, they'll be able to attack with the Noble Hierarch, so we save ourselves a point of damage by waiting for them to attack this way. If I draw a brick next turn, I'll probably Faithless Looting, because that's enough bricks to filter through at that point. And like, they mulligan pretty low this game, so they're down to 1 card, so they're mostly out of gas as well. Let's start by taking a peek at what that 1 card is. Survey says 3-drop. That's technically a 3-drop, sure. I've been the Lingering Souls just so I can cast it this turn. Maybe that's a little bit too focused on being mana efficient. I played a lot of Crackling Doom in Standard too. Carded a lot of sweet shells that went into. And this is just a good example of why Faithless Looting is so good in these mid-range decks. A lot of the mid-range decks in Modern just don't have the card selection to power through Flood like this, and this deck definitely does. Play Dr. P. Rizzle out here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 in here. This is Bedlam, currently costs 5, so that's nice. So like next turn we can go like Fatal Push, Noble Hierarch, slam Bedlam Reveler. It's a little unfortunate for us. Okay. Yep. No blocks. Do I want to play this land? Playing a land is better if I draw Bedlam Reveler, but holding is better if I draw Faithless Looting. I think I'm going to hold up and hedge drawing Faithless Looting. I'm going to attack with 1 spirit here. I want to leave the other spirit back so that way I can use it to trigger Revolt if they attack with something next turn. So like this Fatal Push is kind of a fog in a way. They just like don't want to attack into it because it lets me clear out their Thought-Knot Seer basically. Very minimal cost to myself. When I've played this deck in the past, Liliana the Veils felt very reasonable. The Harbinger is not a card that I've really liked in the past when I played this deck. Swag Tusk, that's a big boy. I mean, they're not really grinding, they just have large threats. Please attack me. God bless. I just need to get some velocity going, and drawing an extra card here will help me get that velocity going. I got super rewarded for waiting. I don't think I can wait around anymore. I just have to jam the Bedlam. I don't know if they forgot about the push, but like, as long as the push was in my hand, they weren't going to be able to attack anyways, right? And so like now, the fact that I waited to play that land last turn means I won't be able to hold up a 1-mana spell during this combat, which could matter. Yeah, like I could hold up a Bolt here that I now can't hold up. If they draw a brick here, this Blood Moon could easily take over the game for us. They have another Thought-Knot Seer. I guess they're forced to choose between Lightning Bolt and a Blood Moon here. Next turn I get to start chipping. Whoa, okay. So you just don't care about my blurred moons. If they attack with both their things here, I'm gonna block with Elemental plus Bedlam on Thought-Knot. Huh. I think that attack means I'm just gonna go ahead and take it. It's a good pickup. Not expecting them to really have too many sweepers outside of like maybe one more Kozilek's Return. Alright, 10 turns, go ahead. Slow and steady grind them out. Now I just bolt this Thrag Tusk, we get some tokens, Bedlam keeps the Beast in check, the Spirit tokens just slowly beat them down. They wouldn't take the block. I didn't offer the block because they weren't going to take it. It's just good deck building right there. It's fine. We're far enough ahead that not being able to cast this probably doesn't matter. I have 3 more Faithless Looting and 2 more Bedlams in my deck that can let me discard this. I also have 2 copies of Manamorphose. 8 more turns, opponent. Maybe because of the Elemental tokens we're winning anyways. Oh, we have a Hazoret as well. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I think just being conservative with everything we can possibly have happen is ideal. I'm gonna go ahead and dogpile this with everything. I don't want to have my block fall apart to a single lightning bolt here. Oh, is this the game that Hazoret got taken? No, that was game 1. That was game 1. So we'll get to draw a card here, which is nice. We'll lose our Bedlam, but like as soon as we like find a Faithless Looting, we're just gonna go insane with the Dr. Pyromancers. Dr. P Rizzle. Grinding them out for the value. So I should turn off my auto pass in case we draw an instant. Like that. That's an instant. Those are Those are certainly instants, chat. So before blocks, I'm going to go ahead and bolt this beast. And if they want to block one of my elemental tokens, I'll bolt their Thought-Knot Seer. Let's just like turn the quarter pretty hard and fast here. Harder, better, faster, stronger, more than every hour after hour. Work is never over. We doing here yet? Yep. All right, so we're gonna let damage happen first because I don't want them to be able to bolt my elemental before their Thought-Knot Seer takes damage. I'm gonna hold on to that Bloodstained Mire in case we draw Faithless Looting. They need to draw like we discarded a Kozilek's Return earlier with an Inquisition, so they probably need another one of those to catch up. All right, well, we're 3-0 with Mardu Pyromancer. This deck's really good. I just wanted to open for a reason. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. If you're new, thanks for dropping by. If you're a returning viewer, glad I didn't scare you off. If you are enjoying my stuff and you want to help me make more content like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. Subscriptions start at $4.99 a month, or if you're one of the many Amazon Prime users out there, if you link your Amazon to your Twitch account, that gets you Twitch Prime included with your Amazon Prime for free. And Prime members get a free channel subscription to a choice of their month every single month. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it still supports my content the same as a tier 1 sub. You can also support my stuff by supporting some of my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. A freaky kiki, thanks for the bits. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags there. And of course, all of our moderators here in Hoaglandia would like to welcome you to the stream. Be sure to talk to your friendly local moderator for your complimentary timeout, folks. At any rate, just waiting for the 3-0 match to pop. How do you sub on mobile? You open up this link. You open up this link in your mobile browser. That should be able to work for you. Oh. Of course, fresh kale. Enjoy. That seems okay. It doesn't have any looting or anything, but it's just like Dr. PZ and some quality cheap interaction. I don't think it's worth shocking in here. I think the average deck that we want to kill stuff with early, we can just like spend our second turn killing stuff. Can I gift my complimentary timeout? No, you cannot. Ooh, chat, an Amulet of Vigor strategy. Is this a good draw against an Amulet of Vigor strategy? What do we think? Can we poll the chat? Can we poll the chat on whether or not the Blood Boon is a good draw against the Amulet of Vigor strategy? Ooh, my stomach is grumbly. Stomach is grumbling. Let's eat some peanuts to feed you, stomach. Wait, what? I'm so confused. I'm gonna cast this and hope that it's good enough, but I'm a little confused. I wonder if they imported a deck list that had the wrong Sakura in it. Huh. I think we're actually supposed to Morphos into Brutality here, because if they have Summoner's Pact in their hand, they could Summoner's Pact for Reclamation Sage next turn. Explosives is pretty good. I'll buy them some time. There's a deck list on your screen, Awakening Canvers. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to a deck list. So, do I play Hazoret this turn? Or do I just play the Bedlam Reveler? I almost feel like I'm supposed to play the Bedlam Reveler, right? I feel like the Bedlam Reveler is likely to deal damage sooner. Yeah, but the problem with Reveling next turn is that I likely still can't attack. Yeah, I'm gonna play the Bedlam Reveler. If I was wondering why I didn't Thoughtseize, I don't have black mana. You do get a new badge, Moriarty. Thank you for the 3-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Appreciate the support. We know they have a Titan in their hand, but like, we're gonna run them down here. It's kind of unfortunate. Just gonna play this looting again here, obviously. Keep pumping up my Bedlam Reveler. Yeah, I agree. Even one Titan is gonna be kind of hard to keep up with, I think. So I really just want to kill my opponent as soon as possible. Alright, so they're probably just taking 8 here, because I assume they're going to kill these elementals with this engineered explosive, since they're playing Titan next turn anyways. Yep. I have a looting in my bin to start getting some board presence back. This is match 4 of this league. Game 1, match 4. Yeah, Swamp for Lingering Souls would be great. We have another looting to flashback next turn, which is good. I think a lot of Amulet Titan lists have moved to playing like 4 forests. But it could just be the ones I've looked at for sure. I've definitely seen lists that have 4 forests in them before. Oh, that's fair. That's fair, Drew. I wasn't thinking about them being for sure to cast it, to crack that in, but you're right that they were almost certainly were, and then I would have kept a token around. Yanko, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making content on Twitch right now, so thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Thank you. And they're dead to this brutality, right? We smash with everything. They take 5, go to 2, eat the bedlam, and then brutality drains them out. Play with fire, get burned. Hey, Ren. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Of course, Moriarty. That's interesting, too. A lot of these decks have a Rec Sage in the main deck. So the fact that they packed it there and didn't Rec Sage us means they must not have it. If they smash with this Primeval Titan here, we have them dead to this Collective Brutality. Because they'll take 5 in combat and then we'll drain them for 2. Just keep these last 2 points as a bit of a surprise here. I think the 2 life is worth more. I think it probably doesn't matter either way, but I think the 2 life is worth marginally more. Fatal Push is pretty bad here. Obviously want the Blood Moon. I think the Crackling Doom's probably fine. Last Hope's pretty terrible too. Oh, this is definitely a Goblin Rebel Master matchup, right? Just like more clocks to kill them faster. Yeah, I'll board Shattering Spree in just in case they don't trim amulets. Yeah, Mardu Pyromancer is very powerful, has a lot of flexible tools. Nah, I have 4 Lightning Bolts and Culligan's commands. I think we have plenty of answers to their tokens and their Azuzas. No, they just conceded because they were getting ground out without their access to their lands. Nah, I think Explosives is kind of narrow. I don't really want to pay 3 mana to kill an amulet. Yeah, good Titan players, I think, board out their amulets in matchups like this. So I don't want to overboard for it. It's just a good example of lands and spells that aren't good enough in this matchup. So we like have spells, we have lands and can cast them, but no Blood Moon, no discard spell, I think means it's a mulligan. Alright, send me up. Discard spells, discard spells. I would love a Manamorphose. So I can Blood Moon on 3 and then cast this Lingering Souls on 4. It's a pretty good pickup. I'm gonna keep the backup Blood Moon, I think. I'm an expert at flooding with lowland contexts. It's a skill of mine. One of my superhero powers, you could say. Summoner's Pack, maybe? Yep. This insulates them against Blood Moon a little bit, because it lets them pact for Air Acclamation Sage. I don't have any double black cards, right? No, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to do this and cast Blood Moon. I don't need a second swamp, I don't think. Because I think it's sweet. I also think it's stupid that they didn't give Planeswalkers the legendary frame. Like, it's kind of silly that they didn't do that. I'm gonna play this land and flashback, Faithless Looting, rather than Lingering Souls this turn, I think. I just want to like dig for threats and disruption. Yeah, I don't think I want another swamp. This costs 5 at the moment. So I think the way I'm set up here, I'm actually just going to go ahead and play out this extra Blood Moon. It's a little bit worse in the event they have another way to make stuff for engineered explosives, but I'm just like, I really want to Bedlam to get pressure going, so I don't want this other Blood Moon stuck in my hand when I Bedlam. Colligan's Command. How much does this cost? This costs red 1. I really just don't want them to have a... I really just don't want them to Obstinate Baloth me, so I don't think it's worth trying to deal 2 to maybe let them gain a bunch. Hey, Sales on Twitch. Thank you for the 4-month resubscription. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for the support. Let's see if they packed for something in response here. No, they can't, right? Because they'll just die. Dismember, sure. Fire Spout. And they have Rex Sage in hand, so I guess I'm just taking that, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure with Blood Moon already out, like I'm gonna force them to clear me here. 4 mana, draw 7, sets your health to level 1. I don't know. Maybe they can keep the board in check a little bit. I think this is a premature Spouts if they're playing it already. Like they're at 16. What are we pacting for? Do they have another Sage? That's adorable. That's super cute. That is in their deck on purpose for that line right there. That is very much in their deck on purpose so they can do exactly what they just did. That is fucking adorable. That is totes adorbs. Good news. To go ahead and do this and take away their Fire Spout since they waited. Hey, Erebus Vision, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. There's a lot of great people making content on Twitch right now, so thanks for supporting mine this month with your Prime. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are 4-0 and we are up a game in this match. This is game 2. They have Sakura Tribe Elder to Pact for to get their second forest. Ramble. I'm gonna smush in for 6's turn. Hey, Jacoby Fax Monkey, thank you very much for the 2-month resubscription. Thanks for re-upping. Welcome back. Worth noting that playing scared of Obstinate Baloth cost me not having lethal this turn. They should be pretty dead. They basically have to draw a sweeper. Since they have to draw a sweeper, I might as well just like pressure them with everything. They're down to 1. I mean, Blood Moon's kind of a broken card, right? It's very, very powerful. Very, very reasonable. There's a lot of sweet decks in the queue. Basically, exclusively sweet decks in the queue. Remember, if there's something in the queue and you want to see it played a little bit sooner, you can always donate or cheer some bits to move it up the queue. Give it a little extra boost so it gets there days quicker. Every $1 you donate or 100 bits you cheer is the equivalent of the deck waiting in the queue for a day. This is a pretty easy mulligan, just no way to get to our second mana source. It's fine. Bottom of Hazard here. And I guess with the Terminate, we're not that terrible against HollowVine here. I'm gonna take a couple of sweet. No turn 1 HollowVine is great. Hopefully they only have 1 Delve Threat here and we just get to rip it away from them. No Delve Threat. Okay. As bad as Burning in, like, I would like to say this before we get railed by this Burning Inquiry. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to take the Goblin Lore just because Burning Inquiry and Faithless Looting are both they're both card disadvantage for my opponent. So I think the fact that Goblin Lore is card neutral, it makes it the important one to take away here. Like, these cards are going to cause my opponent's hand to eventually dwindle away to nothing. So I think taking the Goblin Lore is important there because I'm going to allow them to whittle themselves down. That's a good draw. Just going to terminate this, I think. I'm actually just flashing this back here. Get to ban Blood Moon and Second Bedlam. And got okay. We have 2 things in our bin right now. Is decking an issue in this matchup? Probably not. I assume we're going to see some HollowVine this turn. They're 25 cards into their deck, 26 cards at this point. We actually don't have a ton of good ways to take this off the table. Any good ways? We've already spent a Terminate earlier. I guess I'm just binning these so I can Bedlam this turn. Yeah, it costs exactly 3. Just so we can try and race maybe. We have K Command. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We totally have K Command. Leyline will again be reasonable. They get to fluke back 2 birdies here. Basically have to take 8 this turn. It's pretty unfortunate. They're at 9 though, and like these linger. Whoa, no, that's super defensive. I guess the blood gas can't block, so being defensive here is ideal for them. Like they're gonna chump block now. They're only at 9. Okay, I guess I underestimated how much damage they'd done to themselves this game. Thanks for the upgrade, opponent. Wow. All right. Deal. Okay. They were slow enough out the gates that we were able to get in there for the most part. Blood Moon is slow. Last Hope is slow. Hazoret's slow. Thoughtseize is mostly slow. I think that's it. I think that's a wrap. Leave the Inquisitions because it's going to break up the early cards that draw cards. Oh yeah, Shattering Spree's fine. Shattering Holland one's important. I like that. Collective Brutality is kind of medium. I think Last Hope is fine. I think we haven't really played any matchups where she shines. I would agree with that. No, I think that just the thought seizes that the fact that they deal damage to us makes them a little bit too medium. I think Push is okay. I think Push is better than Collective Brutality. I think Push is better than most of the cards in my sideboard. Yeah, Crackling Doom's great here. It always kills their biggest guy. I feel like Hazoret's just not going to have a text box often enough, especially on the draw. I think Collective Brutality is fine. Like, you need to kill the Jackal Pup. The pup will chase you into the ground if you don't kill it. This hand's pretty good. And, like, again, you don't really know what your opening hand actually is against Burning Inquiry decks a non-zero amount of the time, so just, like, keep anything functional. God, it's been one of those days, huh? I realize that we're 4-0 and up a game, but like, God, I hate this card so much. If you're a Magic player and you've ever talked shit about Hearthstone, never talk shit about Hearthstone ever again. Because our game is just as bad, if not worse. Just for the record. I am very salty for the record. Easy Faithless looting here. Easy Faithless looting. The kick in the teeth Leyline of the Void draw right off the bat too. What a quality, interesting TCG game. That's an aggressive lightning bolt when they're nowhere near discarding to hand size. They're gonna draw out of it right away. Alright, get the dragon here. Take 2. Nope, it's a salt mine. Yep, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's one of the things I've kind of learned to appreciate about Hearthstone. The number of non-games in Hearthstone where, like, what you just watched happen to us there are very, very small. The number of games where one player just, like, literally doesn't get to play a game, just, like, is very, very small. Yeah, I'll take one more mulligan for a late line. All right, +4 is really good. Top that right up top. Yep. All right. I agree that the 7 wasn't bad, but I think at 7, at 6 I could do better on average. I agree that my 7 wasn't that bad, but I think my average 6 could be stronger than that. Because Spellbomb isn't amazing in this matchup. Spellbomb is a one-shot that you have to position and then get pretty fortunate with a lot of the time. The 7 had double had double Bedlam Reveler in it, and I don't think it had a Faithless Looting, right? I mean, if we had a third land here, this hand's very reasonable. You get to, like, shatter this, make them discard a card. Or shatter shock a 1/2 here. Yeah, I agree. Magic's a game that is variance by design. Can I hit a land, please? Please? God bless us. God bless us. We're cooking with gas, chat. We're cooking with gas. Flashback this Faithless Looting. Get to go shatter your boy, shock your other boy. Boy! Come at me, bro. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come at me. Come on. Oh, jeez, they bolted me. All right, we take 5 here. That's fine. There are 2 cards. I've got this Faithless Looting. I was definitely going to try and trade souls for Puppers there if I have the option. This prompt, man. Destroy an artifact, deal 2 damage. This one and you. Get out of here. I'm going to hold this land because I get to flashback Faithless. Maybe I'm supposed to leave this back, actually, and just not trade here, because I'm a favorite if this game goes long, right? So I should just keep the Spirit back to be conservative. Not anymore. I'm holding this land so I can flashback Faithless Looting and discard it. We're gonna get quad bolted. Whew! All right, all 4 of their bolts are gone, chat. All 4 of their bolts are gone. There are all 4 lightning bolts in this exile zone. Just saying. 1, 2, 3, 4. God bless us, everyone. Didn't have a hollowed one there either. Man, everything's coming up, Millhouse. Since I drew a second land, I'm going to go ahead and play out one of these. No, Leyline does not make Hollowed One cost 5. A card doesn't have to enter the graveyard to be considered discarded. We are going to be super conservative here with how we leave stuff back. Well, how much does this cost? It only costs 3 less. That's a tilt. I guess that's just like a full. Even at 5 mana, this is a pretty decent line here. I'm going to be super conservative here and only attack them with 1 spirit. I just don't want to take any points of damage here. What's going on, APR? Thanks for dropping by. Glad you're able to see a live one today. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. 4 cards, no problem. These sideboard cards are decent. This is a great Leyline deck. I'm not a huge fan of Leylines in general, but like the fact that we have Faithless Looting in our deck makes Leyline of the Void so much better. This archetype didn't win the Open yesterday by mistake, chat. This archetype is very powerful, and not only is this archetype powerful, this archetype is very consistent. This is probably one of the most consistent decks in Modern, just because of Faithless Looting. Like, the fact that this deck gets to play Faithless Looting efficiently on the back of Lingering Souls and Bedlam Reveler is a really big deal. It's a really big deal. I don't have enough experience with this archetype to speak to a lot of specifics. I know I'd been apprehensive about Manamorphose in the past, but Manamorphose was actually pretty okay at a number of spots in that league, especially casting things through our own Blood Moon. I will say that I really, really like Collective Brutality in this archetype, and I like that there's 4 of them in this 75. I don't think I would show up without four Collective Brutality in this deck. I think Hazoret's kind of mediocre. This card's just, it's awkward and clunky. I get that it steals us games sometimes, but I really feel like the types of games that the types of matchups that Hazard is there to steal were kind of good in those matchups anyways. Maybe like an asterisk being like the Eldrazi matchups. But I think this card just felt a little bit awkward, especially it creates some tension with like Bedlam Reveler drawing you cards and stuff like that. So I think this is a card I probably wouldn't play again if I were to play this deck. I don't know that you want more expensive cards. I think if I wanted another expensive kind of grindy card, I think I would play another Liliana. I think I would play another Culligan's Command. Yeah, I think boarding this effect is probably fine, or if like you're expecting a lot of Jund, this card is probably fine. The Crackling Doom was kind of sweet. I like a big old giant middle finger to the Bogles deck. That's definitely something I'm okay with. Unfortunately, I aim to go till about 5 or 5:30 most days, and since it's 5 to 5, I have stuff I have to get done this evening. I have to be an adult, which is very sad. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the day. Tomorrow, I'm going to be running late. I'm going to be starting at about noon, and since my normal stream time runs until the kids normally go to bed anyways, I think I'm going to try and talk the wife into letting me stream extra late tomorrow. So I'll post on Twitter and Discord for the subs to let people know what I'm going to be going live with what. I'm definitely going to be starting with Legacy tomorrow morning, I think, so be sure to pop in for that. I think we're going to play some ley lines and some other sweet things. So Eureka Tell, I think, was one of the other things towards the top of the queue. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Remember, if you didn't catch all of today's stream, we played 5 different decks. I'm going to hit publish on a bunch of stuff on my YouTube channel very shortly, and then this video, if you didn't catch all of Mardu, we've played about hour 45 minutes. That'll get published in probably about a half hour to 45 minutes or so. Yep, they'll be up on YouTube very soon. So peace, folks. Everybody have a good night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Big shout out to my subs, as always. And the not one, but 2 pages of wonderful sponsors. Thanks, everyone, for helping me do what I do here. And I'll be back tomorrow.